Welcome to StreetMotoZ. I'm going to take you on a ride through Lexington, South Carolina during the noon rush time. And I'm going to share with you what I'm thinking, what's going through my head, and what's going on around me. Now this is a good way to park. Parked at an angle slightly at the very front of the parking space. If you park toward the back, a car might pull in and just bump your bike and knock it over. So it's just best to park right in the front and make sure that any cars coming around looking for a parking place see your bike and don't try to take the space that you already have. All right, let's get rolling. We're going to take a swing through Lexington, South Carolina, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going through my head. I see that truck moving, but it looks like it's heading forward and parking, so we're good. It's going to get a little bit interesting once we get out of this Best Buy and Target shopping center. Got a few other good places to eat. Saw a guy standing there. I didn't know if he was going to walk across. He looks like he was waiting for me, so that's pretty easy stuff. Coming up to a stop sign. I'm going to come up to the stop sign in lane number 1, motorcycle lane number 1, do a complete stop. I like to use the turn signals. There's no stop. Yeah, there is a stop for that lane, so we should be good to go. Let's get on out here. Downshifting to first. Want to leave it in first. Make sure you're in first by the time you stop. Got my turn signal on. Looks like 2 lanes are making a left here, and I'm on the right 2 lanes. There is somebody behind me. Okay, good. So my back is covered. I always get nervous if there's nobody behind me at a stop sign or a stoplight. Somebody could just come up and bump you. Now notice, since I'm in lane number 1, this truck's going to give me some room when he comes up. All right, I notice a big truck making a left here. Not going to have to deal with him. He's already turning. Another car coming up. He's already turning. Here we go. Let's get rolling. Definitely don't want to be a slowpoke on a motorcycle. Speed limit's 45. Again, turn off the turn signal. Don't want to be a slowpoke and hold traffic up. 2, if you're going faster, or at least as fast as the speed limit or a little bit faster, I think it's a safer place to be than driving slow. There's no law against driving slow, but I consider it a safety issue for both the driver that's driving slow and the people on the street. All right, again, so I'm going to stay in lane number 1. The far left of the car lane is lane number 1. Lane number 2 is the middle, and motorcycle lane number 3 is the far right. You don't want to be in the far right lane because you can't see ahead of the car in front of you very well. And you don't want to be in the middle lane because you can't see anything. And if you need to escape, if somebody's coming up fast behind you and you're in the middle, lane number 2, motorcycle lane, you can't escape very well. Ooh, this truck's moving a little fast on the left here. I don't like that. All right, I'm going to stay in lane number 1. And I'm going to give a little bit of a cushion between me and the car in front of me because a little bit of a stop and go activity going on right now. More stopping and less going. Car behind me seems to be giving me a good buffer and respecting my space. I feel like every vehicle has a bubble around them. Cars have a pretty big bubble. Motorcycles have a small bubble. Trucks, 18-wheelers, have bigger bubbles. So people kind of give them a little more space than they do motorcycles. A lot of people are getting better at giving motorcycles enough space nowadays, but there still are the people that ignore bubbles and might be rushing or tailgating. There's a car making a left here. I'm going to go ahead and get this stopped out because we're at a green. All right, let's get going. That was awkward. So I'm staying in lane number 1, motorcycle lane number 1, just for an some guy behind me is driving like crazy. I don't know what his problem is. What the hell is he doing? All right, I don't want to be in this lane with that knucklehead behind me. Got a handicap too. Here's an open lane. I'm gonna be careful in getting this open lane. All right, again, staying in lane number 1 so I can see ahead of the car in front of me. This is lane number 2. This is lane number 3. Far left, right lane is the lane number 3. The middle lane is lane number 2, and the left lane is lane number 1. I see that car making a left. All good. He was staying still. He wasn't making a move. I don't like when cars are making a turn and they make a move, but then they stop, and they make a move and they stop. It's hard to get an intention of what they're going to be doing. There's some cars coming out of Lowe's there. Again, I'm going to pull over to lane number 1. It's more difficult for me to see ahead of the car in front of me because it's a larger, tall SUV. So I can see through the windshield and the back window the car in front of him, but I really like to see the vehicles in front. So I'm going to give this guy a little bit more space, and I might try to find somebody else to get in with. It's always good to ride in a group. If you're out by yourself, you're a bit exposed on a motorcycle. It should be fine, but still, when riding in a group of cars or vehicles, other motorcycles, I consider it safer. All right, let's get moving. This lane is moving more, and I have to watch out for open lanes. Since we're moving better, people could pull right in front of me into this lane, so I'm watching these guys in case they do that. Cars turning on. Car making a left, people pulling on. Intersections are always one of the very dangerous places. What I do when I come to an intersection is I like to scan the intersection. There's cars making a left there. Pretty good. I scan from left to right. I always do the same kind of scan, just making sure there's nobody pulling in or running a red light. I want to get out of this lane. So there's a car over there. The car is moving into that lane behind me. I'm going to give a little space between me and the car in front of me and work my way over into the right lane. All right. I don't want to just be the person that turns their turn signal on and waits for somebody to let you in. It's a green light, but if I can't go forward, I'm going to go ahead and let these cars go through. All right, we're rolling, so I'm going to start rolling. Car pulling into the right lane. I'm going to get over there in this right lane. This left lane gets a little bit clogged up because a lot of people want to make a left over here. And I was watching that guy on the right pulling into this lane. He saw me. There's a lot of good drivers. It's just a few of them that you really have to be ready for. Here's another car wanting to turn in. I'm watching him or her. So, oh, yellow light. I got it. This car might pull in this lane, so I'm going to go ahead and get in front of him. I don't like driving next to other vehicles. I'm somewhat in this vehicle's blind spot, so I'm going to get in front of them. And I don't like to drive in people's blind spots, so like this position right here is really nice. Got good space in front of me, not very many people behind me. What is the safe distance between the car in front of me and myself? What I like to do is use the minimum of a 4-second rule. So 4 seconds between me and the car in front of me. So like this red car that just pulled over, I'm going to count once they pass this large tower. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. All right, so that was like 4.5. So this is plenty of room. And it's okay to do 6 or 8, even 12. But in busy cities, 4 seconds should be plenty. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. That's 5 seconds, so that's plenty of room between the red car and myself. So I'm scanning, coming up on an intersection. There's cars on the right, wanting to make a right. They're behaving, they're staying still. Coming up to one of the busier intersections in Lexington. Downshifting to 3rd, 2nd. You may as well go to 1st because we're going to be stopping. All right, this is one of the busier intersections. Again, notice I'm staying in lane number 1. The only time I would move over to lane number 2 or 3 is if somebody is crowding the line. Somebody's crowding the middle line and they're just not driving good. And I'm going to give them some room and try to stay away from those people. All right, it's a beautiful, sunny, cool day. It's probably about 74, 75 out here. My coat is, my protection that I wear around me is a little warm. Car making a right, slowing down in front of me. All right, let's get rolling. Don't want to mess around. Okay, I don't feel I should rush up there right now because there's some cars in that left lane. This is an open lane. They might want to just yank over and pull into my lane. So I'm going to be a little bit careful here. There's a couple of trucks that are driving really slow in this lane. Cars could be pulling in there and making a left. I'm around a lot of other cars, so all right, this lane is getting to be kind of slow. All right, we're still in Lexington traffic, noon traffic. There's cars that are wanting to pull on the street. There's a truck, he wants to cross. I'm in a mob of cars, so everybody's pretty much behaving. Everybody wants to drive in the left lane, so that left lane is full. I'm in an open lane. I'm not going to go flying down an open lane with a bunch of cars in the left lane that are wanting to go faster, wanting to get ahead, because they could just pull right into my lane and not see me. Got a large 18-wheeler in front of me again. I'm going to give him space. Let's count it out. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. So I'm 4 seconds behind him. That's a good space right there. I do want to get around these trucks. They smell very diesel-like. But apparently the left lane is the open lane. People are pulling into it. I'm not in that much of a rush. Now, as we leave Lexington, the traffic is going to start diminishing, getting a little bit lighter. I'm going to get in this left lane here, turn signal, looking, Turning off the turn signal, back in lane, motorcycle lane number 1. And let's get around these trucks. There we go. All right, traffic's clearing up. Don't see anybody pulling on or taking off. Don't see anybody pulling on the street or leaving the street or crossing over. So relax a little bit. Coming up on the right lane faster than I am. I wouldn't mind getting back over there, but looks like some traffic is coming through. I'm going to just stay in the pace with the other cars around me. I'm in lane number 1. I can see 3 or 4, 5 cars in front of me. What's going on? If that 5th car stops all of a sudden, I can see it, and I won't have to wait until the car in front of me to stop and show its brake lights. All right, the car in front of me is turning. Just use a little bit of engine braking. All right, we're rolling now. I'm going to get over in this right lane. Turn signal, looking, pulling over. I'm in the right lane. I'm in lane number 1 for the motorcycles. I can see the car in front of me. I can see the truck in front of it. Everybody's moving. No issues, nothing to be concerned about at the moment. Oh, car's turning, braking, downshifting to 5th. Downshifting to 4th. All right, back on the throttle. Let's get rolling back up to speed. This is an open lane. They can pull into this lane quickly from the left lane. Red light coming up. It just turned yellow. So I know I can't make that light, so I'm going to just start slowing down. Downshifting, downshifting to 3rd, 2nd. First, holding the clutch in. Notice the big trucks are behind me. There's the Lexington High School. That's why I do all my slow practice. I've got some places marked out there where I can put cones and practice weaving, quick braking, and circles. All right, this car in front of me on the left might want to get in my lane. They look to be in a little bit of a hurry. So I'm going to just kind of give him a little room and see what they want to do. This is high school traffic around here, so they could be making a left. Nope, they want to get in my lane. That's fine. Yellow light. We're going to make it pass through this light. All right, now that we are now getting out of Lexington City, moving more into the country, farmland. I don't know which you guys like to ride in. Do you like to ride in busy cities, small towns, country roads, interstates? My favorite is any roads where there's hardly any cars. Twisty roads are even more fun. Twisty roads with no cars and no vehicles, that's the most fun for me. Getting out into the beautiful county of Lexington County. There's nobody behind me, and there's a few cars in front of me with a red light. I'm gonna just kind of take it easy a little bit, slow down a little bit. The light just turned green up there. Car should be moving by the time I get there. There's a nice fresh fruit and vegetable stand, local peaches. Got some great peaches in South Carolina. Peach season is about over with though. All right. Ooh, nice blacktop. This feels nice. Woo! Again, this is motorcycle lane number 1, motorcycle lane number 2, motorcycle lane number 3. See, motorcycle lane number 3, you could go to the right, but you know, it's going to be trouble over there. There's a car slowing down. Motorcycle lane number 1, you got a couple of options, but if there's a car in front of you, you're going to have to get around it one way or the other. But motorcycle lane number 1 is the best. And it pushes your bubble all the way to the line that people usually don't try to enter into. So they give you some respect and give you a little bit of room when they pass. See how that car gave me some room on the pass? Now he's getting back into the middle lane. He was over to the right side of his lane just a bit, giving me some respect and room. There's a car turning off up ahead. Oh, that's the mailman. See, that truck gave me some room since I'm in motorcycle lane number 1. All right, nobody behind me and quite a few cars in front of me. See a truck turning onto the street ahead. Nothing to be concerned about. The road is pretty smooth, not very many potholes or tar patches. There's a truck turning, making a left. I'm watching him. I got my hand over the clutch and a couple fingers ready to roll on the brake. Sometimes you don't know how fast a vehicle is going to be turning off of the road in front of you. Sometimes they get out of the street at a normal rate, but sometimes it takes them forever to get off the street, and you just never know. And it's a difficult time because everybody gets off the street a little bit differently. We're in a pretty farm country in the Gilbert, Batesburg, Leesville area. I'm going to get back over in this right lane, turn it on my turn signal, looking. Nobody, of course, behind me. I didn't think there would be, but looking just to be safe and just in case. It's one of the local schools in Gilbert. I'm going to plan on taking a right at this next light, and we get on some 2-lane country roads and we'll drive them for a little bit. Looks like this truck is coming over. He wants to come over in this right lane. That's okay. Let me just start downshifting to 5th, 4th. Is he making a right? 3rd. Yes, he's making a right. That's the way I'm going too. Oh well. Might have to pass him if he's driving slow. Alright, this is 55 mile per hour, 2-lane country road. So what do these double lines mean on the road? That means no passing. So if you have an accident while passing on a double line, you will get a ticket and you will lose. Looks like I could pass here. It's hard to see in front of this truck. He's so big. There was a little passing area there. I'm going to pass this truck if I can. There's a little passing area there, but by the time the road was bending to the right, so it made it more difficult to see around him, and I couldn't tell if there was anybody coming. It was not worth the risk to blindly pass somebody. So, patience. Enjoy the ride. It's not about the destination, it's about the ride. There's a few bumps in this road, as you can see. I'm getting out of lane number 1 to avoid a few of them. Lane number 3 looks pretty bad over there with all the pothole repairs. Oh, here's a passing zone. I could have used that one. But look, there's a truck pulling out. Watching him. This truck in front of me is moving out pretty good. He's going a good 60 miles an hour. So I don't feel inclined to pass him anymore. If he was driving 50 or 45, I would be passing him. But I find the best way to pass is to use your turn signals. If you're going to move into that left-hand lane to go around somebody, turn your left-hand turn signal on first. Look behind you, turn your head and look, then pass. Leave that left-hand turn signal on, and then use your right turn signal to move back over. Looks like it's open here. I'm going to pass. Turn the right turn signal on. Get back in lane number 1 on the right. I'm going to avoid a few of these potholes. Have to get out of lane motorcycle. Have to get out of motorcycle lane number 1 to avoid the potholes. The truck is still behind me, nobody in front. That's nice. Alright, looks like we're coming up on a light. And I want to make a left here, so I'll turn on my left blinker, start downshifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, have my foot on the rear brake. 1. All right, green light, let's go. Turn off the turn signal. This road looks smooth, not a lot of potholes. I smell a skunk. Somebody hit a skunk back there. Alright, just scanning the area, everything looks pretty clear. We're just enjoying the motorcycle ride. Looks like there's a right-hand turn, not bad. 45 mile per hour crossing here. There is a crossing, there's some cars coming up. 378 bar and grill here. Have to watch over there, people come in and come out of there a good bit. And that about wraps up our ride today. Hope you've enjoyed the ride. There wasn't as much traffic as I thought there would be today. There's Lake Murray, but it's still good. There's a car coming on, he's cool. It's still good to get out and go for a ride. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like, and you guys have a wonderful day. And remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the ride. Yeah! Still got my Dragonfly, buddy. Woo! Yeah!